Hey guys, this is Cody, Double C Custom Leather. We're coming back to you guys today with another video. This is going to be another video in our Pro Tip series. We have one video already, Pro Tip number 1. You guys go check that out. I'll link that video. It'll also be in the description below. And it's the same holster that we used for that video. It's a SIG P238 holster that we are doing it inside the waistband for. This is all black, and I know this is not going to be the best for you guys' viewing as far as what we're going to do today, because it's a black holster on black thread, but I wanted to go ahead and knock this out, and while we're stitching the holster up, there's no better time. So this video today is in regards to how to finish your saddle stitch neatly. This only applies to when you're stitching on the outside edge of something, so that's where we're going to start our stitch, on the outside, and then when we come back around, we'll show you guys how we finish it up. If you need to learn how to saddle stitch, I believe this tip is also in that video. I'll link that video. But if you just want the tip, the special tip, just stay tuned and we'll give it to you guys. I will link all of my equipment in the description below. Everything that we use today, I'll try to find it all on Amazon if I can. That way you guys can get it shipped for free if you have Prime. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing in the stitching pony, and we will get the camera flipped around and get started. All right, guys. So I've got the saddle stitch started, and I'm gonna show you guys a few stitches just for some B-roll footage. And if you want to check out how to get your saddle stitch going, go take a look at my saddle stitch video. That'll detail it in a lot more detail. But you see I go through the front hole. I've already got this started through the front hole, through the back, pull it tight. If you guys are wondering what I'm using here, it's called a stitching pony. They really help for stitching. They're actually not supposed to be used like this. You're supposed to sit on them, and it makes it really nice. I actually usually sit out on the couch and stitch while I'm watching TV or watching football or whatever. But for all intents and purposes, I have it clamped to my bench right now, just so it's easier to video. And usually I can stitch a whole lot quicker than this, but because it's kind of awkward for me, it's taking me a little while. But you go through the front hole, through the back. The stuff I'm using here, this is just a pretty cheap standard stitching pony. I'll link to one if you guys want to go pick yourself one up. They really do make your life a whole lot easier. I'm using 1mm tiger thread. That's probably the best thread that I've found thus far, and I've tried like 10 different ones. It's got a really high tensile strength. It is a little bit on the expensive side, however, it's definitely worth it. And if you buy it in bulk, your main colors, and it comes in like 20 different colors, it's really nice. But my main colors: white, black, cream, light brown. I buy those in bulk, big spools of them. I think it costs like 30 bucks for a big spool, but you can get little samples for like $5 or $6. It's really worth it. It kind of lays flat. It's got a flatter shape, and I've used other thread, and it does not look as pretty when you get done. This is black thread, and if it had a lot of wax on it, you would be able to see it, and it would make a mess. You'd have to go back with a heat gun, heat it up, wipe it all out of there, and that really slows things down if you don't watch it. So I like that they do have a little bit of wax on the thread, but it's not a ton to where it's like gooping off whenever you pull your stitches through. I missed the stitch there, so I'm going back and getting it again. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this up. I'll probably take it out to the couch, finish it there like I normally do, and then I'll come back and show you guys the actual tip of how we finish this stitch up. All right, pull one more thread tight here. All right, guys, here's the moment that everybody's been waiting for. Just to give you an idea, it took me about 5 minutes once I got it out of the stitching pony and got it to where it was supposed to be. about 5 minutes to stitch it up. So if you fast forwarded just to get to the tip part, because this is the part that everybody wants, is I started my stitch right here, okay, and I stitch all the way around here to back to where I started. Now you'll get guys who say you have to back stitch 2 or 3 stitches, you got to over stitch 2 or 3 stitches. Honestly, guys, I've shipped holsters all over the world, hundreds of holsters, and never had a single holster come back because of stitching. So if you're a saddle stitch guy and you aren't using a sewing machine, don't worry about that back stitch. I'll have somebody probably comment and argue with me and give me some reason as to why they think that's completely wrong, but I don't do it on any of my holsters. I get all the way back, I overstitch 1 stitch, and then I do what I'm about to show you guys, okay? And it always holds. It's an actual knot, so it's an actual mechanical lock on the stitch. If you were trimming this off and burning it down, yeah, I would say you probably need a back stitch. But if you do it like this, which makes your stitch prettier in the first place, I would say that that you don't need that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take you still have a needle on each side of the leather. You're going to go through your hole here, and I'm going to try to do it to where you can see. I know this is black stitching on black leather. You only want to go through 1 layer of your leather, okay, to finish this stitch up. And then you want to come out in between the layers of leather on your edge, if you can see what I'm doing here. See how I did that? So that's with your front stitch, and because this is a double stitched part, you may need to use your needle nose. So pull that through and pull that tight. Okay, do the same thing with your needle on the back. Go through one layer. Now if this was a knife sheath and you had a welt, you could go across and then come back up through, just to keep both of your needles on the same side of the welt, or you could go through and just get them both on the side of your welt. I kind of usually play that by ear whenever I'm doing a sheath. So now I have both of my needles, both of my threads coming out the inside panel of the leather, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a simple overhand knot right here. It's a lot harder than it looks to do it on camera. Let me just go ahead and tie this knot. Okay guys, so see, the knot is going to come down and it's going to pull that thread up into that leather. And you really want to put some pressure on this and get this thread really tight down in there. Okay, then you can take both of your threads, pull them out, make sure everything's good and tight. That's a good reason to have tiger thread, because the tensile strength, man, you could, I don't think I've ever broken it with just my hands. You can really pull on it. So you're going to snip these off and leave yourself about 1/16 to 1/8 of an inch of tail, okay, coming out. You're going to twist these. I usually just hold it and twist the holster. Twist them together like you're twisting up like a candle wick, okay, because that's exactly what you're about to do. You're about to light this on fire. So get yourself one of these little scratch awls right here, or something small, a little screwdriver or something like that, and a lighter. And then you're going to need something to pound with. I usually use like the back side of my maul there, the cap. So what you do is you light it on fire, and this happens quick, so you got to be quick with it. And this is wax thread, so it will burn down pretty quickly. Light that on fire. Okay, it's going to burn all the way down to the edge. You can take your awl and push that burnt knot, or that burnt end, down into the layers of leather, and then take your maul and just smash it down. That takes the knot and you'll see a little bit of burnt black here. Don't worry about that, because once we sand this down and bevel our edges, that'll be gone. That'll sand right off. That's just a piece of burnt thread. So that's how you neatly finish a saddle stitch. You have nowhere that it came out. Okay, guys. All right, guys. So that's how you finish a saddle stitch. I hope the video didn't get too long and everybody stuck with it. I hope that helps some people out. That's what these quick tip videos are supposed to be about. It's just helping somebody with something that maybe they've been having problems with, or maybe possibly making your life just a little bit easier when it comes to your leather work or leather craft. So this holster's almost done. We got it stitched up. We're gonna sand it down, get the edges nice and flush. We'll wet mold it, put some edge coat on it, put some Resolene on it, and we'll be shipping it off. So you guys stay tuned. I'll have a bunch more quick tips coming up. I'm going to do a couple more videos as well. Make sure to like, subscribe if you want to help the channel out. That helps us keep making content, keep liking and subscribing. And if you have any questions, definitely shoot me a comment. Also, I'm going to have links down in the description. Disclaimer, I am part of the Amazon affiliates program, so if you go and use my links, I will get some sort of proceeds from that. So if you guys want to help the channel out, definitely check those links out. I'll link all the tools that I used, and if you guys want to use the same stuff as me, you can go there and get it. And until next time, guys, y'all take it easy.